How's everyone this Sunday? Okay, we're gonna start with silence today because I need it. If you are on my mailing list, I sent out an email this morning with some treats information. Just had a nap, nice. I was actually up at 4 a.m. this morning. And I had like kind of incredible creative inspiration. And I was like writing out this new project that I will bring to you at some point. And I kind of did some cards just to check in and get some advice about it. Because what happens to me is like when I'm Aries in my career house, right? So when I get an idea, a vision, I'm just like, right, great, when we're going to do it? Here's the time frame. And my guidance was like, yeah, do it. But, you know, you don't need to kill yourself in the process. Like, feel into the appropriate time scale to get that done, which feels really good. So I was like, yes, this is really important. It's a major lesson to me this year around like not burning myself out, like rushing things out, not just taking my time. So I'm excited about it. It will come to you soon, but this is a really good chance for me to practice doing things in good timing. Okay, what signs do we have in the room? Who's in here? Let me know your sun signs. Treating yourself to a spa day. Nice. What are you doing in here? I want to say thank you as well for those of you who sent me love gifts, offerings, donations for these weekly tarot messages. It's making a huge difference to me at the moment, so I'm very, very appreciative. There's one person who paid for the donation-based reading and didn't get those during the live. I messaged you this morning. Today's been very hectic for me, but I will get to you today. Virgo, Pisces, Aries, Capricorn. Any air signs in the house? Libra, there we go. Got a good balance. Nice. Where in the world are we? Where in the world are you joining me from? I was going to read a little extract from my 2020 planner because I was looking at the March message since it's the 1st of March for today, and it resonated so much that I left it in another part of the room. I don't know if I can go get it yet. I'll consider it later. But one of the parts of the numerology message from March was about spiritual initiation, and I was like, wow, because I channeled those messages last year, November and December, and it's super timely because definitely in that season the message was also about things really picking up this March, and I feel like as soon as this energy is here, I've just been like, oh, things to do, get it done. Not that rest season is completely over, I don't get to rest anymore, but it's definitely time to progress, build, sustain for long-term future. Very Ten of Pentacles energy. Okay, I'm going to shuffle 2 more decks and then we'll start. We got London, the March message in the planner slat. Thank you, Mels. Zambia, nice. UK, Bristol, Japan. Glad you're here. Libra's not a place. It's a sign. Okay, international fan in the house. How are you all feeling since, while I shuffle these last 2 decks, since last week's message? Reclaiming the Soul. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed last week's tarot therapy, and I watched it back myself twice because obviously when I'm receiving the messages and I'm giving them here, I'm in the doorway, right? Like I'm holding space for that to come through, but I also need the message, so I have to take separate time to sit down and absorb it fully. And there were like 2 occasions this week where kind of in my feelings Watched the reading and was like, okay, fine, understand. So how have you all been doing with the heart journey? What's good, Philadelphia, US? How have you been doing with leaning into the heart, finding the heart's path, trusting the heart? I feel like this week my heart gave me what have I not shuffled? Maybe everything. I think I've shuffled everything. Maybe I'll reshuffle these. No, I've done these. I'll do these. Me and bra straps. I feel like my heart made a new decision this week, or this week gone, and kind of was like, it shocked and surprised me, and I had to kind of lean into it and be like, oh, is this where we're going? Is this what you want? Like, okay, new journey. I also say, and I was wondering if this will come through in the reading today. What's this? New things happening, or I haven't. I don't understand how this question thing works, for those of you sending it to me. And today's probably not the time for me to try to learn new things. But I haven't typed what we're doing, so I'll do that in a second. I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's it. Let me just type what we're doing in here for people coming in before I forget. Weekly tarot therapy. I'm so glad this remembers what I always write. Great. I got my nails done by my little cousin, and I had to cut them down yesterday because they were too long and they're still a little bit impractical for me. I could barely button my shirt. I couldn't put on my other necklace. I was just like, you prestige girls, I don't know how you do it. Like, okay, so one of the things I was thinking about before I start pulling the cards for this week, in terms of my experience since I'm channeling that heart message, was one, like when you pray and you really ask God for something and then you get it, and like one, the level of fear, terror and emotional work that comes to sustain the new vibration or the new thing that's come into your life. I'm really looking at my hair as well because, you know, I didn't have time to lay this quite as sexy as I like it. But yes, not having time to, or not having time, not leaning into the discomfort of doing things differently, feeling new things, showing up in a different way. And also, if you have like anxious attachment or abandonment or rejection issues, and you're learning new ways to love, for example, and that doesn't just have to be in terms of relationship, it can be learning new ways to love in friendship, or, you know, you may be, thank you, the person who said I look stunning, I appreciate that, leaning into rebuilding family relationships or whatever it is, but you've still got all the old patterns. And even if you, I do have this belief that there's only so much healing you can do alone. At some point you need to re-engage the, not necessarily the environment that traumatized you, but the conditions that you maybe weren't ready for. So like, okay, stepping back into love, and really small things, right? Like the time someone takes to reply, and the anxiety that comes up around what that might mean, and what are they doing, and what are they thinking about you, and can you trust them? And not can you trust them in terms of like, are they cheating, but like, can you trust them with your heart? Can you be easeful about it? And this week I've had to really talk myself off of the crazy ledge. I shouldn't call it crazy, but you know, the anxious ledge of like, should I just communicate now and say blah 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 blah? And I've found like breathing and focusing on myself and giving it a minute has been working. And so just like learning new patterns, learning to trust somebody again, learning to trust yourself though, more than anything, right? Trusting your own heart, trusting your own intuition, trusting that you can be safe in love. I'm really terrible at reading your names on here. Is this Indie Get Wink? I think that's what your name says. You said, wow, the timing of your words. I'm glad the timing is good. Okay, so where should we start, Spirit? Let's start with just some general opening messages for the week. I have, or not, it's not my event. I will be at an event this evening. Sister Woman Vegan. She's a part of our community. Safia, she's hosting a supper club. I am the honoured guest, so I'll be talking all things food and love and well-being and spirituality. So I am on a time limit here today because I need to get ready and go to that, but I wanted to make sure that we had time for this. So do some deep breaths, everybody. Set the intention you're going to receive the message that you need, not just you though as well. Think about those of us who are connected with each other internationally in this moment. All the different things that are in your heart, the different ideas, the thoughts, the dreams, even the fears, the past, the blessings, the healing, the liberation that you're moving into in the future. Bring it all right here into this particular moment in this timeline. Visualize like a single dot. See it here right now. See that dot expanding like a circle of love, just ricocheting outwards. Seeing us all enveloped in that. Receiving what we need in this moment, Ashe. Spirit, what would you like to say to us for this week? Okay, kind of Libra energy out. What would you like to say to us for this week? I didn't check the astrology before I came on, actually. I don't really know what's going on in the sky. Oh, loyal heart. Change in the wind. I had a feeling we might get some love messages today. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So really, the first messages that came out here are crystals. I'm going to use emerald today. Extension of what I was just talking about, I feel. It's really interesting. We've got the To Be Fair card. Sorry, I'm getting messages about urgent things, but I can't. To Be Fair card is here, and it's this kind of Libra energy, this balanced energy, okay, justice energy here. But what I saw when I picked it up was like a wedding dress, and she's not actually in one, but I saw a wedding dress, and this is about turning up to your bridal ceremony, and I don't mean it one in a gendered way, and I don't even mean it to be an actual marriage. I mean spiritually speaking in your life. Thank you to those say they love my shirt. Spiritually speaking in your life, showing up to this new union, to this new chapter in your life, and also to this point of fulfillment and commitment and a new stage, but it's a joyful one, it's a good one, it's something you've wanted, okay, it's what you've been asking for. So like I said, I'm talking about praying for something, you know, manifesting something, working on something for a long time, seeing it come into fruition, right? So that would be now the fruition moment being our quote unquote wedding day, this white dress moment. But the marriage, the life after it is now what we're having to lean into and work with. So I am broadening it in this way because for some of you, this really is love and partnership and relationship. For others of you, you are entering other types of new chapters, new forms of commitment, also commitments to yourself, particularly because this is a 4-year. So talking about discipline, consistency, stability, structure for you, okay, commitment to you. Basic picnics have triggered, manifested something, and now it's happening. I'm running away from it because I'm scared. It happens, right? Like we want it, and then we're like, yo, this is a lot. This thing that I wanted, okay? So use this To Be Fair card. This is about us juggling and balancing out the versions of ourselves that are evolving from the past, who we've been, the journey that we've been on, and balancing in the new, okay? Like holding both of these together. The new being maybe new people in our lives, new experiences, new spiritual perspectives, new gifts, new calling. Feels like a big celebration of a new life. I'm shivering about this kickoff. Honestly, I kind of said in our newsletters, and if you're not subscribed, you should definitely go to my website, NicoleBlack.com, Nicole with an H, and subscribe at the bottom of the page. I was talking about the pause or the slowness of the beginning of the year and the need to rest and the need to wait, and that literally March/Aries season would see things move forward really quickly, and it would be new birth, new beginning. And I feel that energy is really coming through. Even though we're in a Mercury retrograde, it's really about us understanding or perceiving or getting the vision I'm beginning to strategize for it because we will be able to hit the ground running. So there's good energy, there's definitely reward. So yes, throughout today's tarot therapy, make sure that you are really applying this, using sinking into your own heart and really applying this to where you are in your life. Okay, we have the loyal heart here. Some of you have been very loyal to spirit, been really loyal to your purpose, been really loyal to your calling, to your guides, to what you feel you are in this world to do, right? That's what you've been using your heart. You've had that conviction, that sense of, I'm going to go on this journey and I'm going to do the level of emotional work or spiritual work or even physical work, right? That is required to see this purpose through. And I feel like it's a season of acknowledgement for that. I feel like spirit is seeing your love, your devotion, and your commitment. And I'm doing a lot of this. I feel like it's the nails. Love and commitment and this time. And so obviously when I do this tarot therapy, it's about this week and beyond, right? It's about cycles and patterns. So it's time for you to almost have spirit turn up to the wedding ceremony, right? Turn up right there with you and gift you in that moment. Bear with me for a second because I'm a little distracted. Okay, sorry, family stuff. All right, cool. So the other aspect of this little heart message is also partnership, and I'm going to clarify. I'm going to go a bit deeper on that. Let's see. I'm also seeing the key. There's a lot of like lock and key energy with the heart here. Let's use the Rider-Waite. Deep breaths, everybody. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that. It's definitely new beginnings here. Woo! Okay, so I'll start at the bottom of this message really. We have the Death card here, so there is an ending to a previous love cycle, a previous cycle of the heart, previous emotional experiences. We also have the Two of Swords here being mental peace. So this is also about learning the lessons, right? Like settling down into the truth of the experience that you've had, the gifts that you've picked up, the wisdom that you've picked up from the last cycle of the heart's journey, the last cycle of love that you've been through, and beginning to embody or let that become real for you, right? Not just in their headspace, but real in terms of how you move forward and how you make your decisions. There is this Six of Swords confirming this moving forward, okay? So there is something here around moving forward and still being in love, but I'm going to come back to that. But for some of you, this is about a new cycle of coming out of heartache and pain and disappointment, and being able to have like the mirrored match to your loyal heart, finding the right vibration for that. As you have this Page of Wands, this feels like exploration. So you may also, if you are single or dating, I feel like you may start to consider people outside of your norm. Okay, so normal orientation or normal job or where they live or who they are, right? Just people that are, if you have like set patterns, I always like this sort of person, or I'm specific and I like this. This is about moving forward and being open to people that don't hit those quote unquote boxes for you, because in many ways those boxes can be superficial, And there may be soul lessons and heart lessons that are ready to be unfolded, revealed, and embraced by embracing somebody who is foreign, different to your norm here. So that's encouraged. I'll pull some cards for those of you who are in committed partnerships in a second. But the other aspect of this message is this Ace of Cups here. So this is why I was saying moving forward while still being love. Ace of Cups is a really unconditional love. It is the highest form of the love vibration, and I feel like this is also the loyal heart message, right? That you're having to make decisions, take actions, make choices, set boundaries, whatever it is, while still your heart being loyal to a situation. Okay, it's really interesting. Let me feel into the energy of it. I feel like it's because your heart is multidimensional. So, you know, like how people talk about our concept of God as omnipresent and omniscient. I feel like that's the same for your heart. So many times when we're talking about the desires of the heart or what the heart wants, and like I said, it can be like, oh, the heart wants the thing that's over here, or the heart's dwelling here with this person, with this family, with this circumstance. The message really is that your heart is multidimensional. It can be in multiple places at once. And so you almost have to go on your journey acknowledging that your heart may be loyal to things you're quote unquote leaving behind. But it can exist in multiple places. That's the gift of the heart here. And I feel like that's the message of this Three of Pentacles. It's like having your heart in many places, having your heart built or invested in many places, but not allowing that to stop you from the overall construction of what you need to do in your life. Let me know if that makes sense to you. I'm going to pull some for the those of you who are in committed partnerships. How does this message relate specifically for those who are in committed partnerships? So you are working on the self, those of you who are married in long-term relationships or in solid commitments where you're building together. This loyal heart energy actually is about you returning to yourself. This is actually about your loyalty to yourself in the context of your relationship. This is about not abandoning yourself. Thanks, Bookie, for saying it makes sense. This is about not abandoning yourself in the context of your relationships here. Because you have this King of Wands, and I feel like there is love and power and strength and stability being given to you by the King of Wands energy here. So this is really your partner being able to kind of be stable or hold or feel the passion or give to you, be an energy source for you right now. And not that you should be a drain on your partner, but I feel like you are the focus on you is not even about time or attention. It's not even a mental focus. It's more about focusing on your worth, right? So realizing that you can't take all of that or derive all of that from the partner. Okay, so it can't be like I'm attractive because my partner finds me attractive, or I'm lovable because this person chose me. It can't be that. It is really coming back to rooting right back into your sense of self, your own purpose, who you are, what your gifts are, who you are in the world. Okay, so it's not about disconnecting from the partner or not giving the partner time and attention in terms of focusing on self. It's more around coming back to your spiritual truths and the knowledge of yourself. That is kind of what this energy is about. And in so doing, I feel like it will increase the connectivity, the attraction between you and your partner. Okay, so if you are in more of a receptive energy, your partner becomes the electric, the more you're magnetic, your partner's electric, so they're going to give to you, right? As you blossom, as you grow, as you have dreams and visions, right? It's going to give your partner something to help build, something to pour into. Because you do have the Five of Cups here, so you have been carrying grief. Many of you have been in committed partnerships, and it's not the solution, or it doesn't resolve all your traumas, it doesn't resolve your pain. Some of this pain may be derived from within the relationship itself. Okay, there may have been betrayal, let down or wounding in the relationship, you or your partner. And so this is around affirming the self again so that you can come back together as one, holding space for the emotional aspects that are your own though. Okay, so let's say if you have been betrayed by your partner, or there's been a lot of wounding that you're working on, it's not about putting it all on your partner and being like, now you need to prove yourself to me and you need to earn my forgiveness and you need to make me feel loved again. It's around making that choice. Okay, we're going to work through this, I'm going to stick in this commitment. If that's your choice, I'm not telling you what to do. And on the basis of that, I am going to do the work of pouring into my heart and nurturing myself and trusting again. You're going to do that, and vice versa. Okay. So you are your heart's partner, is really part of the message there. So there's a change in the wind coming. So, like I keep saying, this new beginning for the zodiac season, Aries season, March. Okay. This good changes, but I do feel sweeping changes. This change is going to clear some stuff out. Let's see what I can see about that. Deep breaths, everyone. It's a lot of keys. I got to ask them why they keep showing me keys today. These changes are good. Really bringing you into alignment with the soul group as well. We have the Six of Wands victory card for the change in the wind. So you're being supported at the moment. You're being supported into bringing in this victory, aligning this victory. Like I said, I woke up at 4 a.m. with all of these creative ideas. So like increase, finding ways to advance forward successfully, okay? But it's not on your own. You know, like if you're walking down the road and the wind's blowing behind you, you start going faster. I feel like Spirit is supporting you with these changes blowing into your life. You've also got the Strength card here. Can't pick it up with these nails, sorry. Literally got to slide it off. The Strength card is here. This is changes in your sense of self, changes in your identity, stretching yourself, seeing new parts of yourself, leaning into aspects of yourself you've not seen before. So the change is to you. That's why you need to pay attention to yourself right now. We have the Queen of Cups. Those of you who are wanting to be pregnant, this is good energy for you. So literal changes and expansion in the family. But this is also the bridal energy I was talking about, okay? Being deeply open and receptive to love in all its forms and being met with love. So sinking into I like this kind of, it feels like leaning in or resting into a new chapter in your life where your heart can feel safe, okay? Nourished, nurtured, supported. We've got Emperor energy here. These changes are bringing through long-term vision. Okay, so like I'm saying, this week and beyond, start thinking about not just what you need to do in terms of the work and what you're doing to sustain yourself now. Start thinking into the future. Start building, start making efforts that are about long-term expansion, long-term stepping into your place in your community, in your job, in your family, like taking that leadership role here. Because as you do this, we have Six of Cups. It really feels like spiritual alignment with the right types of people, with the right people to support you, collaborate with you, or just be lovers and friends, you know, like this is really good, but you have to step up. You have to show yourself. Song that just jumped into my mind was Fred Hammond, Show Yourself Strong. So gospel song. Now, we do have the orphaned energy. It does concern me a little bit. I've got to pull on it because I feel like this is how we're feeling in the midst of the changes, right? So before we get to the victory and the blessing and the bridal ceremony and all the good stuff, we seem to be feeling alone, unsupported, stuck, overwhelmed. Our inner child may be very triggered at the moment, or we might not have all the information that we need, right? We're lacking maybe higher wisdom or maturity, and we're just like, ah, okay. This definitely, I felt like this in the last few days. So let's see what Spirit's message is to us about that. Deep breaths. Keep seeing that ring. I keep just holding ourselves, holding this collective group in this ring, in this circle of love. To me, it's a bit hippy dippy. I'm much too earthy Virgo for that concept, but it's what's coming through, so I'm just sharing it. Circle of love it is. Okay. Spirit, what do you want to tell us about the orphaned energy here? Three of Swords. Okay. So there's just so much around self-worth, self-value at the moment, and lessons around that. We have this Three of Swords. This is heartache, heartbreak. Doesn't have to be love and relationship. Best friends can break your heart. Your family can break your heart. Okay, your parents can break your heart. Your children can break your heart. So this is about the broken heart. Okay, the orphaned energy that we all feel at times, based on not having our emotional needs met, or because the heart is crying out about pain that it's been swallowing and carrying for a really long time. But the universe is here talking about closing out that cycle, leveling up, okay, moving forward, almost growing up from the kind of child state of the heart into adolescent or adulthood, depending on where you are in your spiritual journey, but going to this next stage based on what we've been through, advancing forward with this Prince of Swords, with new lessons, new thoughts, new concepts, new ideas. Like I said, returning to partnership and trying to do it differently, learning new skills, communicating in a new way, all of that. Like, it's literally like taking the training wheels off and doing things in a different way. So even if you're feeling the orphan energy right now, know that this is closing out, it's ending, it's being swept away. You have the go the distance card, so it's kind of like, don't give up at this point, okay? I should say I love the hippiness. Don't give up at this point. Don't feel like you'll never make it. Don't stop. Don't quit. Don't give in, even if it's like real. I was talking about this on the Black Moon show that I do with Speech to Bell radio show. I was talking about manifestation and timelines, and what does it mean when you want to create something, when you need to bring something into your life in a certain time frame and it all feels urgent. How do you release and go with the flow and just manifest? And law of attachment, law of attachment, law of attraction, law of detachment. And I feel like even if things are coming up, even if there's urgency, even if things seem to be falling through, you're dealing with really difficult things, know that it's a waning energy, it's a leaving energy. So don't see the difficulties you're still in as evidence it will continue, or that you should just throw in the towel, okay? Like, you are breaking through. So that's our first round of messages, general guidance that wanted to come through for us. How are you all feeling about that? How's your heart? Anyone healing in love relationships right now? Anyone starting new relationships? Anyone sensing the need to work on interdependence in their existing relationship, or taking more onus for their emotional healing, satisfaction, fulfillment in the context of a relationship, not expecting your partner to fill you up, fill all your emotional needs? Let me know. Just scrolling and see if I missed comments. Could it be that we're creating from the heart space? I mean, we most definitely should be. I don't know if this is our fifth week of tarot therapy, so moving into the heart has been super important. So yes, definitely creating from the heart. You see me tapping, it's because my face is itching. The couple's message resonates. I'm really glad. And that lion face, are you Leo? Yeah. Feels like a really beautiful, gentle energy today. I feel like I came into the live really flustered and really aware of the demands and what's going on with my family. And I feel like The energy is just really settled into something very gentle. I feel like our inner child is wanting to be held and seen right now. Okay. My heart feels heavy, excited, scared, in a committed relationship, and also starting to explore open relationships. I'm queer, trans, and looking forward to new loving energy. Yeah, good. So like you're saying, exploring new dynamics, trying new ways of doing things, seeing what works healthily for you and your partner. What else do we have here? Nice to hear it's waning energy, doesn't feel devastating. Looking ahead, but not a lot to sink teeth into. Nebulous. Yeah, I felt like February was like that for me a lot, where there was like so much promise from spirit around new beginnings and healing and transformation, and breaking free and seeing new cycles. And I was like, I hear what you're saying, I ain't seen it. Like, there's nothing that I felt able to kind of tangibly work with. I think that's changing quickly though. I think in the next week and beyond we're going to be able to do that. What else do we have? I've been feeling happier in my relationship lately, but I've also been putting my knees in front and speaking from my heart. Beautiful. Definitely the current guidance. I've released all expectations of romantic partners, getting back to self-love and trusting my true partner will join me on my path, and that feels healthy for you. That's definitely the right thing to be doing. Saw my ex yesterday, retrograde, and still have feelings for him, trying hard to let go. I think the beginning part of the message, I don't know if you were in the room for that, so you can watch it on the playback, but I think it speaks to what you're talking about, which is really you can't try hard to let go because it's fighting against your heart. If you still love this person, you still have feelings for them, and like I said, the heart is multidimensional. It's going to live in that connection for as long as it needs to. It's about moving forward with the truth and the acknowledgement of that. It's like, I do love you, and I'm moving forward. I do love you, and I'm putting myself out there. I do love you, and I'm choosing not to speak to you. Okay, it's not a but, it's not a stop loving, it's not a switch the emotions off. Okay, Tamil of the Overflow says, definitely resonating with my inner child and heart changing into a new season of having to grow up. Yes, baby girl. Stretch into the adulthood. Yes, definitely resonates, Mel says, being pushed towards focusing on self-love to break codependent cycles. Raises hands, me too. But at the same time, falling in love with someone who's in the same place, a long thing. It's the work of love. That's what I was thinking about this week. That we don't get to literally just like ride into love and chill. Like the loving and connection and partnership is a different type of work. There's not a stage where there's no work. Okay? Especially because we're trying to break through into new templates, new ways of doing things. Okay, now we're going to move on to, you're welcome, Tam. Now we're going to move on to what's unconscious that wants to be made conscious this week. I'm already holding the Afro-Brazilian Tarot, this deck here. I've been loving it lately. We're going to use this one. Deep breaths. Spirit, thank you for this gentle energy. Thank you for the comfort. Beautiful card, straight out. What's unconscious this week that wants to be made known, that needs to come up to the higher levels? Oh, gets better. What wants to come to the surface? Wow. Okay. I'm trying, I don't want the cards to be thrown too far. Growth. This is some good stuff. I feel like the energy is the energy that we have today coming through in the reading is so much lighter and easier and more gentle and more hopeful than we've had in previous weeks. Previous weeks has been like, yeah, deception, storm warning, all that stuff, but still showing up and doing the hard work. But I feel like the reading message is like a breakthrough onto the other side, easier, gentler, sweeter energy. But I don't feel I'm in that energy yet. I don't know if you guys do. So it's interesting for me, particularly as a Virgo, seeing the messages and being like, we're stepping into it, but we're not quite through the door. So I'm like, oh, it looks great, but I don't feel great yet. Okay, so Ash says, mother contacted me after being estranged for over a year. Have grown and healed so much over the past year after she didn't come to my wedding. Oh, I'm sorry for that pain. I'm a Leo, feeling mix of happiness and apprehension. So this is what I was talking about around like when we take space to heal, and then like we return to people or places and attempt to rebuild or renegotiate boundaries or reestablish relationships under new settings. And sometimes it's not possible. Sometimes we do it and we find out that, you know, we need more time and space, and that's legitimate. And other times it's like, okay, there is a different version or form of this relationship that I can have here. Okay, so let me share with you what's unconscious. Let me ask the question first, actually. You know me, my favorite question. What's underneath that? What's underneath this, spirit? Yes. So glad I asked that. So glad I asked that. I'm going to start here because I asked, why is this in the unconscious still? As in, like, why am I not feeling this energy yet? Because it's unconscious, it needs to come to the surface. We got hostilities. Okay, so there is external conflict, there can be challenge, okay, dealing with battles in our lives, dealing with difficult people and difficult situations. So that's partially why we're not, one of the first cards here, Seven of Cups in this deck, it's about dream, imagination, manifestation, things coming into fruition. The reason we might not be feeling all of that energy is because we're still dealing with the waning hostility energy here. We also have second chakra, the sacral chakra here, Archangel Ariel. How interesting. Whew. So like when I was talking to Mill earlier this week about new love and what my heart was saying to me and opening up, and then I felt like all of this shifting in my vagina, right? I was going to try and say reproductive space. Look, I have a vagina. All of this shifting in that space. And it wasn't arousal, it wasn't sexual in that way. I could just literally feel movement, reorganization. It was literally like the sacral chakra, the energy field here. And I feel like that's what's happening to us. The sacral chakra also being the pleasure center. So it's so interesting. All of this pleasure is wanting, Mersha, what's underneath that? I love that. I absolutely adore that. Thank you. That made me so joyful. But yes, we've got so much pleasure coming through in the reading, and I feel like the sacral chakra, right? That energy source, that vibration that sits right where our reproductive organs are. They're shifting, they're moving their energy, they're changing, they're making room to allow for that pleasure. Okay. So if you start to feel it, I mean, it really depends on where you are in your spiritual path. I feel like the higher up you go dimensionally, the more you can perceive these shifts in the body. It might not feel like physical movement in the in that area for you, but you may fail. Let's say, for example, you went for a period of time where you weren't very sexually charged or aroused, and you start feeling like actually your vitality is coming back to you, or maybe it's shifted and it's coming down because you've been overactive in that space. Let's just say I'm talking about the healing of the sacral chakra, generally speaking. Okay, and last week we were talking about eating yellow as well, more solar plexus, but can also flow into that energy center. So the sacral chakra is being healed. And then we have financial constraints. Actually, yes, that was yesterday. It was quite painful. Sending you love for that. Be gentle with yourself. Financial constraints here, okay? So that's the other reason why we've not been feeling the joy and the like, ooh, this lovely energy, because we're like, bills are due, there's debt. You know what I mean? There's these obligations, or there's a lot of payments going out, or I have a creative idea and I don't have the seed money to get it started. Whatever this means for you in terms of your finances, it is like, it can feel like restricted energy. So that is kind of what we're still encountering right now, which is in the it's in front of this energy, okay, which is why we need that. We're getting this moved out of the way in this reading so we can see what's behind it, what's coming through. So again, Seven of Cups. So this is a good time, a good week for dreaming, for imagination, for vision boarding, for really thinking about what it is you want to do and being honest. If I mean, I'm going to be really transparent here. Like, one of the things I've been talking to Spirit about is I don't want to do tarot for money. I love this work. I'm genuinely in love with it. And I want to just operate in this gift, and I want to just show up, and I want to be able to do that without having money be such a big part of it for me. And that's just the truth. That's the truth. That's what my heart's saying. My heart is honestly saying, we just want to be the high priestess. We just want to serve our community, right? And so that's been meaning, okay, talking to Spirit about what does that look like for me then? What does it look like for me to work in a different way, or to have other creative outputs or other ways of manifesting and supporting me materially that lets this space flow spiritually in the way that it needs to? So that's what you're doing right now, right? Like, thinking about, what do I, not just where you're at, and not just, I love doing the work I do, it's great, like I love that I get to be a tarot therapist, but it's not just settling for this level. It's like, what's the next level of that? What does that mean in the next most ideal, highest sense of it? And so it's about starting to create, starting to vision, starting to see what can come through. We have the Nine of Cups here as well, okay? So more pleasure, more satisfaction being fed into the daily, into the routine too. With the nines, it's also ending of a cycle as well, so kind of closing out dissatisfaction and lack of pleasure. Also relearning what our pleasure centers are and what we want. So sometimes we can get into a rut where we don't even know what makes us happy, what makes us feel good. Okay, so it's like a chance to discover new pleasures or to return to old ones. I just want to clarify a card here. Okay. I just want to give this message in the most, what can I say, responsible way. Give me a second. We've got 2 7. Well, we've got 3 7s out. 7's really important numbers for me at the moment. It's like, I talked about this. We're also in the 7th month. So I talked about this. For those of you who have the Astro Planner, definitely read your guidance, your tarot numerology guidance for this month, because it is in sync with the 7 energy. And we've got the 7 card here. This is the Chariot, but it's also the Twins, which is why I was asking for guidance. Because, okay, for those of you, for the majority of you, this message will be about being able to move forward finally. Okay, breath of fresh air, finally being able to break free of certain constraints or restrictions in your life, hostilities, financial constraints, etc. Seeing movement coming through, but on a deeper, more esoteric level. Not all of you, for some of you, particularly those of you on the divine lover's path, or who have deep, profound soul connections that are part of your ascension journey. There is movement forward in your connection, but not necessarily in the material. So it is like moving forward spiritually. This can be like balancing out the energy. This can be a healthier detachment here. It also feels like a better understanding of the multidimensional aspect of your relationship, right? So that even if you're not in connection or not speaking, or you're in different parts of the world or different chapters of your life or whatever it is, knowing that you are twins, right? Knowing that you are eternally connected, and that connection is doing the work it needs to do, regardless of what's happening on the material level. Spiritually, it is giving you signs and lessons and healing, and it seems like I'm being very vulnerable today, or not vulnerable, more transparent, more open. But I'll say I spoke to Spirit this morning because I was up from 4 a.m. and I had a certain message come through. This happens to me often. Sometimes I ask about one thing, they'll talk to me about another. And I was asking actually about my family and trying to get wisdom to support my family right now, and they decided to talk to me about something else, specifically love energy. And I was asking them why they told me this, like, because I wasn't asking. I was just like, I didn't ask this. Like, why have you shown me this? And part of the message was that you are connected, so you'll feel it anyway. Like, you will experience it regardless. Where it's a blessing for you to have higher perspective and insight. It's a blessing for us to give you the context and the detail. Regardless of whether we told you, you will experience it. So I feel like it's about allowing the connection to be and do what it needs to on the spiritual level at the moment. There is also, however, a message about communication. You do have the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Wands here. For some of you, you will be having conversations and connections with someone you're deeply connected to on the spiritual level. That's about confronting the difficulties of the past, and it's a choice point. It feels like it's also around, do we make a choice and a decision to go on the challenging path together or not? So I will say if there is a free will element here, it's not like it's like, okay, here, bam, we must do this. It definitely is a choice point. It's a conversation in which both people get to say, this is what's been happening. This is the energy that exists between us. These are the spiritual challenges. Do we want to do this together? Do we still feel we need to do this apart? Okay. Back to the broader collective. Okay, so general message for all of us. We had the Three of Pentacles energy here. So this is about growth and expansion. This is what's coming through in this week and beyond. Really being able to build. This is collaborative energy as well, not necessarily building alone, so reaching out to like-minded people. Also, one of the things I was feeling is that some of this collaboration might not be specific partnerships, right? So you might not be like, let's do this business together. It might be collaboration even in ideas, or sharing ideas, or, you know, just saying, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Would you think about it? You know, within reason. Don't start abusing people, their time and their resources. But it's about, I feel like there's less, even though it's a Pentacles energy, it feels less like, I'm going to be honest, it feels like less like getting money together, because it feels like we're building individual foundations and we're learning to have less scarcity energy in our collaborations and connections. So it's a more universal, more Ace of Cups energy, where it's like, I'm willing to give to you, I'm willing to show up for you, I'm willing to talk to you about something. It's being of service is really the energy here, because it's coming from feeling abundant, right? Feeling or trusting in our own abundance. And I feel like as we start building that energy of like, being willing to give, being willing to be of service, it heals the collaboration energy. Okay, it heals the imbalances in collaborations, or the fear about partnering with people, or the tension. It starts transforming that into those of us who are spiritually awakened or on this journey being able to really work together in the healthiest of ways. But service is the beginning of healing that energy. We also have Eight of Wands. Now, Eight of Wands typically is about fast moving energy. In this step, though, I feel like it's about us still holding space. So I feel like you need to be offering up prayers and affirmations, joyfulness and songs and whatever else this week is to keep charging and aiding this energy coming through. Okay, so how you usher in what is unconscious to the surface is by continuing to bless up this energy, really, right? To be in your joy, to trust it, to give thanks for it, to call it in. Okay. So that's what was unconscious that wants to be made conscious. Cool. I feel like I want to do some love messages, and then I'll do what do you call it? The element messages. So it looks like we have a short live today, but I think Spirit's being gentle with me. How long have we been on for? Okay, so we've come into an hour. So we will go over. I'll have to come up the live and come back in when the hour's up. But yes, it doesn't feel like a super long reading. Also, it's not a drain on my energy. Really nice. Okay, everybody, deep breaths. I'm going to do love messages, and I'm going to pick a card. Okay, so group one, so pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to pick a number. I just picked one. Sometimes I don't remember and then I don't get a message. Okay, so pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. Messages for group 1, please, Spirit. Messages for group 1. Nice. I like that for you. Messages for group 2. My connection jumped back in at the right time. I'm glad. Nice. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Messages for group 3. Interesting. Messages for group 3. Let's get you a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to pull a bit more. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I wanted to use this deck. Divine Feminine Masculine Reunited. I like this deck. I don't normally use it in collective readings, but I wanted to today. Messages for group 1. Nice. No, that doesn't feel right. Sorry. My mind was thinking whilst I was doing that. Message for group 1, Spirit. Okay. Yes. Messages for group 2, Spirit. Group 2. Okay, 3 cards. Nice. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna need to pull more for group 2. Group 3. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just say, and don't change your number because I said this, but those of you in group 3, it's just like last time I did this. The group 3 reading is the heaviest. You guys are hurting. Okay? So yeah. Right, group 1 first. You have passion. I'm laughing at Overflow saying I'm nervous. Passion. You felt a tremor in in Japan. Pray for safety. You've got let go of control issues, group 1. And you have codependency, group 1. Okay, so you need to go with the flow. Passion feels very sexual. It says allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. This feels very sexual for me. So if you've been celibate for a really long time or you've been closing down the sex energy, open it up. Okay, safely, respectfully, follow your guidance, but open it up. This is also, I feel like, being less in your head, less controlling, really be more spontaneous this week. You really need to let go of control issues. I feel like you're either trying to control your love life or your partner. It is not working, okay? And I feel like a lot of the control is coming from these codependency issues, okay? So either you're really feeling like you really need a partner or this specific person in order to be okay, and you're clutching very tightly here. It's not helping you, okay? It's not. And how, rather than beating yourself up, because when we get codependency or let go of control issues, we can start to get down on ourselves and be like, oh, I'm so rubbish, or look at me, I'm not good at relationships or whatever else. Oh, 28 seconds. So I'm going to come right back. So what I was saying, group 1 is not being so down on yourself, so hard on yourself. If you are still dealing with codependency or control issues, it is around, it's not about saying, oh, I'm not good enough or I'm not doing well enough at this. Rather than thinking about what you need to take away or stop, think about what you need to add, what you can do more of. And what you can do more of is be passionate, okay? So rather than being like, oh, I really need to stop being like this, no, I really want to embrace being more like this, okay? So more passionate, express your sexuality, express your sensuality, play, be open, okay? And I thought it's very a sexual message, but for those of you, it might not be safe for you to feel sexual at the moment. You might be healing from sexual trauma. Then allow this passion to be creativity, right? Allow yourself to be passionate about something creative, if that feels safer for you. Okay, so group 2. Ruth is I'm nervous for group 3. Group 3, I'm gonna look after you, okay? I will. I'm not gonna leave you in any kind of like frazzled state. I'm gonna get you to a good place. Group 2, you have romantic feelings. You have flirt. I like this. So I feel group two, you're likely to be opening up to new people right now. If you are partnered, it may be that just your relationship is entering a new phase. But I actually think this is from mostly for those of you who are single dating. I feel like it's like, yes, flirt, be romantic, be open. If there's someone around you're thinking about at the moment, give that a chance. But be in that very playful Venus energy this week. That's what's going to be good for you. If you are starting to have new feelings stir, and it says your feelings are real and worth exploring, okay? So, if new feelings coming through, be like, okay, I'm gonna follow that yellow brick road. You do also have, then, this is why I need to pull more cards. You have God of Action, so yes, on some level, I know I'll pull because I feel like it's more than what I'm perceiving. I should have perhaps I slid from group T. So you've got God of Action. You also got Goddess of Rage, Sekhmet, who I love. And you've got God of Transformation, Osiris here. I think I understand the message, but I want to pull some more. I see you, Spirit. I feel the message. Okay. I'm about to be in these streets. Yes, baby. For God of Action, Spirit, can you just complete this message? Deep breaths, everyone, especially you group two people. Yeah. Yes. Osiris, God of Transformation. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Goddess of Rage, Sekhmet. Wow. What should we be doing with this rage and anger, Spirit? Like, what is the healthiest expression of this? Interesting. Alchemy. I want a little bit more than that. Oh, I understand. They're like, stop asking, you already know. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, cool. So, what I was feeling and what's been confirmed is that the first message is for group two generally. The next part of this group two message is for those of you I was talking about who are in divine lovers connections, who have deep soul connections that are unconditional love relationships designed for your spiritual growth and ascension, right? This part of the message is for you specifically if you pick group two. You have God of Action here, which is about you taking action in your love life. Because Ten of Swords, that's what you've been going through. Heartache, betrayal, feeling let down, just feeling like it's been a very terrible love cycle for you. And there is a need for transformation on the physical level. So not just emotional healing now or spiritual healing or healing that's going on the higher planes. You now need healing in the physical body, in the physical experience of it all. And this is going to allow you to come into yourself again, okay? Allow you to regain your strength, your power, regain your confidence, regain the knowledge of self. So you need to take action in your love life currently, and it is about being romantic and flirting, putting yourself out there. Now, for those of you who are on this path, the more masculine person, as in the person who holds the more masculine energy, not gender, this is them, God of Transformation. This is what they're going through, and they have the Hanged Man, okay? So they're still dealing with karma. They do have the Full card though, so there is an opportunity for a new path, for change. And I think that's why God of Action is there, because I said earlier that this week there would be change in your connection, in your dynamic. This is the confirmation of that, right? There is transformation happening with the masculine energy, a new cycle beginning. If they make the choice to liberate themselves from this karma, they're being supported to do that. For you, likely that you're watching this reading, you're more likely to hold the feminine energy, not gender. You have Sekhmet, goddess of rage. This is how you felt because of the situation. It's how you felt on this journey. Now you have taken your power back, or the journey has been about empowering you with these lions here. Love you, family. But this is also about you feeling hard done by, you feeling mistreated, treated poorly, okay? And that's what you're angry about. You're mad, you're big mad, right? Like, and if you've had a Ten of Swords experience, then of course you are. you would feel like that if you've been in a connection with someone that's made you feel this way, or a situation, if we don't want to assign blame, that has resulted in this. However, you have Four of Cups, right? Taking care of yourself emotionally is called luxury. Taking care of yourself emotionally, giving yourself rest, play, pleasure particularly through dating and romance. You've got Princess of Cups, so allowing yourself space to share and express your love. Okay, so don't be just saving, you know, that saving all my love for you song. Don't just save up all your love for this one person. Allow yourself to express that loving vibration, because it's creating change and transformation in the overall spiritual connection here. And when I was asking what to do with the anger energy, what I felt was like being loving, being kind, being open, dating is going to transmute some of that pain and anger. And here is the confirmation, manifestation energy here with the Nine of Wands, which is pause for healing. Okay, so that's what it's doing. It's manifesting the healing you need. So put yourself out there. Don't worry about that connection. You know, and when I say don't worry, I mean don't not just forget it and dishonor it. I mean don't literally worry about it. Do what you need for your healing, because it's healing the spiritual level as well as the physical. All right, group 2. Group 3, it's your turn. And then remember that I'll do by zodiac signs and then we'll be finished. Group 3, my babies. You got free yourself. You got getting to know each other. And you got love yourself first. You also got physical ailment, 7 card. And you got 2 of Cups, openness here. For those of you who are queer, this is a queer depiction. You can see a little queer visibility in the cards. Okay, 2 of Cups, love, the love relationship. Physical ailment. Some of you are in literal pain because of a love connection, okay? Literally, your body itself hurts, okay? It's not just emotional pain, it's literal physical pain because of what you've been through. So you might be having, I'm just going to clarify some of these cards. You might be having pain you don't understand. Know that it's a manifestation of this difficulty. Let me just clarify and go a bit deeper for you on your initial messages. Yes. 2 8s, yes. Ha. Yeah. Some of you in group 3 are also in soul connections, in divine lovers connections. And it has been painful as fuck for you. Yeah. I know, babies, I know. A little bit more. It's a lot, but I'm gonna take it. Your connection is also transforming. Splitting as well, maybe. Okay. Whew. Who knew? I'm going to be talking about twins today. Okay, group number 3. The free yourself message. 8 of Pentacles, because you're growing and expanding, okay? There is wealth, there is abundance, there is work, there is goodness coming through. So part of your need to free yourself, I feel like, so you're not burdened down by the karma of your partner or the other person and the emotions that they put you in and the state that they put you in, which makes it hard for you to work because you're heartbroken and depressed and you can't show up fully to the blessings that are literally on the table. Like Throat is like, listen, I'm putting money on the table, you want it? Okay, I'm putting opportunities on the table, you want it? So this is like, hey, you need to liberate yourself from this person in order to show up for this, because 8 of Swords, they've got you trapped. Connecting deeply with them, it can be even communications with them, just stuck, okay? You got to free yourself, and all of you need to kind of use your individual intuition to know what that freedom looks like, whether that is physical distance or not speaking or not checking their social media or whatever else it is, but you need some to free yourself. Because with this getting to know each other card, Well, let's start here. You got the. Should I start there? Holding Spirit. Which one should I say first? All right, let's start here. That was the first card that came out. Ten of Swords. Again, twice. Spirit's like, you are hurting. They are hurting you. You've been hurt. Can you see the anguish? Can you hear the sirens going past? Alarm. It's been bad, right? It's been very painful for you. Give me a second. I feel like part of the pain has been holding the knowledge and the other person not knowing, not acknowledging, not having the same level of insight as you. That's been part of what's been really painful. Not being able to be open and to really share about what's been going on with yourself in this connection. There's also come pain from your attempt to get to know them. So the more that you try to show up, the more you try to talk, the more you try to be open or compassionate, or, you know, try to show up in the ways that they need. I'm laughing overflow. This is how you end up feeling from all of your efforts to get to know them. You have the Lovers card here, okay? It's also Shango energy on this. It's been an unjust situation, to be honest, that's left you in a lot of pain, but it is, well, I was gonna say it is a lover's journey. It is. It's not you'll probably have had to walk through the shadow of the lover's experience, but it's not, the pain you've experienced has not been a denial of the connection. Okay, it's not that the connection's not real. It's that there's some crazy karma in it. Now, I'm talking about the transformation of connections. Your connection is also transforming this week because you do have Two of Cups. You have Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning in love here. You've got Queen of Pentacles, like I'm talking about valuing yourself, everything I've said earlier. And you got the Magician, manifestation. I'm going to be honest, some of you are manifesting somebody else. That might be triggering for you to hear. But I feel like it's like a split in the connection where you're getting an opportunity to manifest a different energy. This almost seems like a parted of ways, like a conversation and then a moving away. Why? Spirit, what's underneath that? Six of Wands, you need to go on your own victorious path. Confirmation of last week's message. This is for you specifically. On your own victorious path with the Emperor. So you're almost moving away from that masculine energy to embody your own masculine energy. So you're not drawing on theirs. There is a split. For some of you, not for all of you. For others, it's judgment and peace. Okay? Shango, again, come through twice. So bringing justice to the situation and peace to it. So you're manifesting a transformation in this connection, which is about justice and bringing you out of this pain into a more peaceful state. And for those of you, the connection's not going to split. It's not going to end. It's just not going to be painful and difficult. Unless you make it that way by not listening to your guidance. Okay, so that was super esoteric. But there's more to that. There's more here. This is for all of you, not just those of you who are on the lover's path. You have love yourself. Sorry, not just those of you on the divine love's journey. You have the love yourself first. Okay, all of you who picked number 3, that's your core message, each and every one of you. And it's here with the 9 of Swords. It's almost like a swordy pathway. This also looks like a graveyard to me very often, okay? Something has to end and be released on the mental level. Okay, you have to release this. Four of Pentacles is attachment here. Also the energy of charity or energy or resources, they're draining you, they're taking from you. You need to cut it. The price is way too high, you need to cut it. Like, you need to cut it. You need to cut it. You have to. Alright. Group 3, hopefully that resonates with you. You're going to be okay. You've got new energy coming through. Transformation on either side is good for you, whether it's just coming to more peace in the connection or it's coming into new opportunities for new love energy, divine love energy even. It feels like new twin. Either way, it's good. And then lastly, I'm gonna go, hey Kalechi, lastly, I'm gonna go by zodiac groups, okay? So earth sign, air sign, water sign, fire sign. Do you know what? Fire signs I always do last. I'm gonna start with you. Fire signs, deep breaths for me. This is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Nice. Fire signs, I feel like you're in a good place. Like, your messages every week are good. Oh well, you just got anxiety, so. I was gonna say I jinxed it. I'm joking. I'll come to that. Okay, so fire. Let's do air next. Air signs. I'll share all the messages when I've pulled everyone. So air signs. Nice. Deep breaths, air signs. Feels like integration. Throat chakra. One more. I'm pulling a lot of cards for each of you, interestingly. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Air signs, looks like it's going to be a bit of a spiritual week for you. Earth signs. My babies. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Nice! Earth signs. I like to see it. Earth signs. I think you're going to have a better... There's too many cards. Is it? No. They want all of these cards for you. Sure. Oh, nice. I feel like you're going to have a better week. Nice. Oh! No, we've got the best. Okay, Earth signs got the best reading. Okay. Water signs. Every week, but it's like it moves through the different elements, right? Every different week, different archetype is holding this energy. Nice. A little more for the water signs. Cancer, Scorpio. Who am I forgetting? Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Yes. One more. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I feel like I've got to start with the earth sign message first though, because that really excited me. When I normally say this is for sun signs only, but it's not. What this is for, and what Spirit asked me to adjust my messaging around this, is for the archetype, right? That's the reason I was saying sun sign, because I really meant the archetype. But that means if you are sun, moon, or rising, it applies to you. But more so, it depends on what archetype you're living through most strongly right now, okay? So go by your birth chart, but also which energy is most dominant for you at the moment, because these are basically what each of these groups, these energies, their major lessons, their major experiences. Okay, so why I'm saying that is it's unlikely that you'll experience all of these. You probably only will experience one, but you're going to experience the one that you're living through most strongly. So even if it's your moon sign and your moon is fire, if that's what you're strongly embodying right now, then that's the message that will be for you. Okay, but let your intuition tell you. Earth signs, gang, listen. We've been needing this message. For one, a woman holding a coin, money, okay, earth signs. I said last week we were concerned about finances, feeling financially stretched. There was financial limitation, okay. And also this energy, we had daughter spirit last week as well. So talking about going to this next level and getting a lot of hostility and restriction. Wow. It feels like you move through the tests, okay? And so you are in a very abundant, really good place here, earth signs, for this week and beyond. You also got, I'm trying to put this in order. You got daughter romance, honeys, okay? So if you're single, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, the energy is yummy for you to be making connections and getting it in. If you are partnered, okay, it's about really enjoying your partner. Enjoying, and things have been a little bit in a rut. Make the effort to enjoy your partner right now. You know, put on some nice music, do the romance stuff, make the effort. Then you got journey, so movement forward this week and beyond, earth signs, okay? Really, you had daughter spirit last week. I felt like the journey card is saying you've now moved through that doorway, so that's dope. You got thinking man. Oh gosh, the nails can't pick the card up. You got thinking man and thinking woman. So more partnership energy here. Now this is you. You are you're a strategist rather, earth signs. Okay, and you, whichever one of these you're embodying, you're going to find the support you need, right? So you're going to get the help. The community is coming, it's here, basically. And this also speaks to love. Okay, this is having a partner that's not rubbish with their money, that's not lacking in ambition. Okay, like if you are the thinking man, woman, non-binary person, then it's coming into connection with people who are giving you that same energy. That means even if you're in partnership, okay, if you feel like your partner's been more scattered or less practical, less of a strategist, not really moving forward, it's like, no, they're getting on board with you, they're matching the vibes right now. So I love this for us. And then if that wasn't enough, happy family, okay, which I think is also part of the reason I'm making more of an effort with my family this week around what's going on. I feel like there's family healing, okay? This is also confirmation of the love energy. If you're trying to get pregnant, this is good energy for you. If you're in the earth archetype, this is just really coming home to love and connection and support. This is also soul family. Listen, earth signs, it's not been the easiest for you, but this is gorgeous. I'm really happy for us, okay? Fire signs. You have door to personal happiness and healing. Okay, so I feel like last week earth signs were standing at the door. You seem to have approached the door yourself. You got cornucopia. Okay, so blessings, abundance, gifts, all on the other side of this door. You are anxious this week. There's going to be anxiety for you, those of you in the fire archetype, because I feel like you're still on the other side of the door. So maybe you can see it and you're stressed about how to get there or get there quickly enough, or maybe you can't see it at all and this is going to create some anxiety for you. However, I low-key hate this card because I'm not into white Jesus images, but you do have healer of the ages here and there is support for you. So I feel like when it comes to moving through this doorway, I feel like there needs to be more prayer, do things more on the spiritual side, not so much of the material action this week, fire signs, okay? I might pull a little bit more for you, more practical messages, because there's definitely anxiety for you around finally getting to the harvest, to the good part of life, let's say. Yeah, you're still at a pause, 9 of Wands, your energy, you're still at a pause, which is causing you concern. But healer of the ages is here to heal that. Look, Leo energy come through. You're going to be good. It's just maybe not in the timing you want. There's truth, there's communication, there's guidance coming. Empress energy. Yeah, you've got to be more in the feminine, more in the spiritual energy this week. This is what's going to get you through the doorway, not the masculine energy, not pushing. Okay. Air signs. Interesting cards. I felt like yours was integration. You got firstly, let's not start there. Let's start with the high messages. You've got the yin yang energy here. This is the integration energy, balance in masculine and feminine energy. Working on your spirituality this week. Air signs, meditation, especially important. I've been finding meditation less of a chore. Before it felt like something I needed or had to do because I'm spiritual. More recently, it comes with pleasure and ease. I feel like because I don't set any restrictions on myself or any I'm not good with like feeling obligation, so I don't tell myself I have to like meditate at a certain time. I just allow myself to meditate when I want to, and I meditate for shorter periods. Okay, so it's like more bursts of meditation that feel really good to me. But you air signs need to be doing this because it's doing some sort of integration for you. Well, not some sort of. The integration is the crown chakra, receiving wisdom, information, downloads, receiving information, inspiration, spirit literally speaking to you when you meditate. Like I said, I wake up at 4 a.m. Messages. You also got throat chakra here, so I feel like this is also going to clarify and clear things in the mental space for you, so you can speak with truth, speak with clarity, speak things into being in existence, speak things in alignment. But you also have the walking away and the strength card. So some of you air signs might be the ones that were, getting the messages in the love section about kind of separation or freeing yourself. You need to do that, okay? And if you're struggling, the meditation in the mental space is going to help you with that, because it's going to give you the spiritual wisdom you need, a perspective you need to help you make that movement. Remembering what I said, that you don't have to disconnect your heart or drag your heart kicking and screaming. Your heart is multidimensional. It can exist in the space where it loves, and it can exist where you're going. Make the move, okay? More lion energy. With me, you're always going to get lion energy, just the way my spirits work, okay? Lion energy here, confidence, courage to move forward, strong sense of self. And then air signs. Sorry, water signs. I just did air signs. Water signs, this time the storm warning has visited you, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Who had it last week? I don't remember. Was it fire signs? I can't remember who had storm warning last week. But it's moving around the different signs, different archetypes. Okay. This is a clearing energy here. It's clearing the path. So likely when you get this kind of energy, water signs, it's an emotionally triggering week, okay? Just this. It's just going to bring some stuff up, but it is to clear. Okay, air signs got it last week. Okay, so air signs, you testify about how it felt. Now you're integrating and moving forward. Okay, so water signs, this is clearing the path, clearing the energy away. It's like a storm that sweeps away and then leaves something afterwards. Okay, you do have angel of love. Now, at first I thought this was a romance message, but no, what they're saying is that the angel of love is literally sending the storm. So it's a blessing, it is for you, it is orchestrated, it is meant to heal and help you, okay? So allow the storm to come. Because all tied up, that's why, because there's a condition that you're currently in, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer archetype. This is what you're experiencing. So this storm is about freedom and liberation and getting you unstuck so that you can finally move forward, right? So this is it's a plan. The reason you got this strategy is the spirit saying it's the plan, it's written, it was meant to be this way. So don't freak out when stuff stormy happens this week. Those are your messages. Weekly tarot therapy done. I'm so glad. I was really concerned about when I was going to be able to get done this week. And you know I'm being consistent as hell. Like hella consistent. So here I am. I enjoyed it. If you would like to bless me up, sorry, what's wrong with me? I'm tired. Also, I'm not eating. If you'd like to bless me up, you can use the link in bio in my Instagram page, or if you're watching on YouTube, I will link it in the bottom for my PayPal. You can do leona@nicoleblack.com for PayPal address, or you can cash app me with the # Leona Nicole Black. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I don't think many of you will be able to join, but I'm really glad that you came. I will upload this when I can. It might not be till Tuesday because I've got a hectic Monday. I'm gonna eat before I go out. I'm gonna have a whole meal. So thank you for being here. I love you. I adore you. You are a beautiful community. Check your emails if you're on the mailing list and you haven't yet. And I'll be seeing you soon. I'll probably do something midweek because I'll basically miss you by Wednesday. So I'll probably be back online during the week with some kinds of spiritual offering messages, whatever spirit wants. Before I go, let me just experiment and see what is Ruth says you haven't eaten all day too. Yeah, Ruth, go have something to eat. Also, oh, so it comes through like that. Because I've never done this before. Hey, did you have a question?
No, I just wanted to say thank you so much. It's the first time I've ever joined, and I really, yeah, always wanted to join, and somehow Sundays just get carried away. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And
well, it's a pleasure to have you here for the first time, and to surprise your face.
Thank you. That is amazing.
I did not know what it was. I was like, request, and then let's go through it.
Yeah, I thought it was just request to join the chat thing, but yeah, it came. I was like, oh, hello. Yeah.
We're out here learning new things, and everyone's sending you hearts and smiles, and so yeah, you are well loved by this community.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great Sunday. Go and eat.
Thank you. I will. Okay, so that was a nice little test. Maybe we'll do that regularly. Maybe I'll let some of you jump on every now and then and show me your beautiful faces. I'd stay here all day if it were up to me, but I need to go get ready for this event. So I love you all, and I'm gonna go. Ciao, ciao, ciao.